Darkness. That's all there was. And then, slowly, a faint light seeped in. I wasn't in my room. I was on the floor of a narrow hallway, the walls so close I could touch both sides just by stretching my arms. They felt closer than before. Every breath I took echoed unnaturally loud, filling the oppressive silence. Then the whispers started, faint, like the rustle of leaves. But I could make out my name. Min. Min. It was children's voices, weaving through the air, chilling me to the bone. I clamped my hands over my ears, trying to block them out, but it was useless. They were inside my head. Just when I thought I couldn't take it anymore, a door materialized at the far end of the hallway. It wasn't there a second ago. I knew it. But it was my only way out. My hand trembled as I reached for the knob. It turned, and the door creaked open. What I saw on the other side made my heart stop. It was my childhood home. But it was wrong. Everything was distorted, the furniture stretched and twisted like in a nightmare. In the middle of the living room, a little girl sat on the floor, her back to me. Her small shoulders shook with silent sobs. It took me a moment to realize who it was, my younger sister. She turned her head just enough for me to see her tear-streaked face. "Why did you leave me?" she asked, her voice a soft, heartbreaking whisper. The guilt was a physical blow. I collapsed, tears streaming down my face, the sobs I'd held back for years finally breaking free. Suddenly the house began to tremble violently. The walls shook, the floor buckled. The entire scene started to glitch, like corrupted video footage, flickering and tearing apart. I was thrown backward, the world spinning, and when I landed, I was back in the haunted house. Han was there, but she looked weaker, her form translucent and pale. "The house," she gasped. "It feeds on guilt. On your deepest regrets." As she spoke, dark shapes began to crawl across the ceiling. Shadows of children, their movements jerky and unnatural. A deafening series of bangs echoed through the hall as every door slammed shut, one by one, trapping us. I scrambled to my feet, my eyes darting around in panic, and that's when I saw Lan standing by a large, ornate mirror on the wall. I called her name, but she didn't respond. In the mirror, her reflection smiled at me, a wide, predatory grin that didn't touch her real life, vacant eyes. Then, a sickening crack spiderwebbed across the glass. The voice that came from Lan wasn't hers. It was deeper, twisted, and it whispered my secrets, things I had never told anyone. Every hidden fear, every shameful memory spoken aloud in that chilling, possessed tone. A sharp pain shot through my head. I felt warm liquid trickle from my ears. Blood. The old woman's voice. That same raspy cackle from my first nightmare suddenly boomed through the entire house, shaking the very foundation. A flash of a memory, not my own, seared my mind. The old woman, her face a mask of cruelty, locking terrified children in a dark, damp basement. Their screams echoed from the past, mixing with the horrors of the present. "She burned it down," Han whispered, her voice barely audible. "The orphanage. She burned it to the ground with everyone inside." My blood ran cold. This house. It was built on the ashes. The shadows on the ceiling descended, their forms becoming clearer. They were the children from the orphanage, their eyes hollow, their faces etched with eternal sadness. They surrounded me, their ghostly hands reaching out, not to harm, but to plead. "Set us free," they whispered in unison, their voices a symphony of sorrow. Han began to fade even more, her light dimming. "Only one soul can break the cycle," she said, her form dissolving into mist. I finally understood. The price of escape wasn't just facing my past, it was a sacrifice. Just then, Lan turned to face me. The vacant look was gone, replaced by a terrifying, empty smile. In her hand, she held a bloody knife. She took a slow, deliberate step towards me, then another and another. The world around me faded to black, the only sound, the frantic, thunderous beating of a single heart.